What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Payne, and welcome back to another Devil May Cry Peak of Combat video, and this might be my only and last one. I'm going to talk to you guys a little bit about something that kind of disturbed me, and I'm going to give you guys the full breakdown of why I'm saying this is my first and last, and I want to just give you guys the details of what happened and why I started off super excited and became very quickly disappointed. So, when Devil May Cry came out, Peak of Combat, I was not allowed in the beta, or I did not get into the beta, whatever the case may be. Eventually, they saw my channel and were like, hey, you know what? We have a content creator program. So I applied to it. They said, you know what? Your content fits perfectly for what we want. Why don't you join us? Okay, sounded legit. It was good. I love joining content creator programs because usually companies take care of their content creators take care of the companies, etc. Right? With me personally, as a person, if you guys know anything about me, I'm not about brown nosing companies. I'm not about being there for a company no matter through thick and thin. I don't work for these companies. If I believe in their product, which in DMC's case, Devil May Cry, I'm a huge advocate for the game and for the IP. I was totally down for it. Okay, now I joined the content creator program not knowing anything about it. Okay. And then I started asking some questions because some of it just didn't make any sense, right? And so there was an NDA they wanted us to sign. I wasn't down for the NDA because it was too restrictive. They wanted to review all of our videos 2 days in advance before even putting it out, which again is not my style. If you know anything about me, I don't edit. I just whatever I feel I put out. And then another thing that came up was not allowing to say anything negative about the game, which was kind of a big deal. So I was like, okay, you know what? No, this isn't for me. Also, they were willing to pay us through weird means of payment. It wasn't even real pay. And I was a little bit concerned. So I was like, you know what? Not for me. So I left it. I said, you know what? The game comes out. I just won't be part of the content creator program. I'll still cover the game, though, because I love Devil May Cry. All right. So that's how I ended it off. And then it got worse. I started getting Twitter messages from certain people about some of the things that devs were doing to their content creators. Now, for a lot of you guys, you won't care about this, right? I'm just giving you my perspective. But even as an individual, it kind of scares me that devs could do this. So they were treating their content creators unfairly and unjustly. They were essentially promising them certain payments or certain things if they succeeded in providing X amount of videos, X amount of views, which a lot of them were reaching. And then for months, these content creators were not being paid or provided what they were promised at all. And then they would come up with excuses and tell them they didn't meet the requirements, even though it was clearly in the contract that they did. Now, all this is documented on Twitter. Okay, I'm not going to post a Twitter page. I mean, if you guys want to look hard enough for it, you can find it. There was even more information on there that was a little shady. So I got a little concerned. Now, with that being said, I have a few friends who played the beta. Like, extensively. We're talking about, like, very, very extensively. So, once I found out the information about the content creators, I started digging into more of, like, how is the game itself, right? Now, the game plays well. I think you guys have seen the... you wouldn't have seen the video because they asked me to take it down, and I did. I was part of the content creator program at the time, but kind of wish I put it back up. The game does play well. I will say that, okay? There's nothing wrong with the way the game plays. It's a little choppy. It's a little dated in graphics, but it does play like Devil May Cry, okay? So, and if you play it on an emulator, you can definitely connect a controller to it, like a PS5 controller, an Xbox controller, and have at it, right? So, from a game perspective, it plays well. It plays like Devil May Cry, and you'll feel right at home if you are used to a Devil May Cry action or RPG kind of game, right? Where the problem lies apparently is how heavily monetized this game is. So I had some friends who got into the beta who were allowed to purchase unlimited amount of packages as they wanted without being charged. And the amount of packages it took to max out some things was obscene. And these are like very expensive. We're talking about like hundreds of dollars of packages, up to the thousands to get a couple weapons upgraded. So they're heavily monetizing the game quite a bit. Now, Nebula Joy, which I believe is the dev in this case, also did the Mega Man Drive game, I believe, as well, which again is another Capcom game and one of my favorite franchises of all time. Again, under their umbrella for development. So it makes it a little bit scary to know that this dev is very much looking out just for themselves rather than the community and the gamers. And if you know anything about me, I'm all about my community, right? So I implore you guys, if you plan to play this game, have fun with it, enjoy it. I don't know if I'm going to. I have a very hard time supporting. I have a very hard time supporting any development team that treats their community, their content creators, their lifeblood of the game, essentially, like this. I don't care how good the game is. I don't care about the IP. Like, it's not the end of the world for me. I can find games anywhere to play, right? I just think my morals and my integrity won't allow me to cover this game and promote it because of the stuff that's been going on. Right? And again, I'm not going to post to Twitter anywhere because I don't need to go to that extent. If you are curious enough, you can always look for it. It's I'm sure you can Google it and find what I'm talking about. If you're on my Discord, I believe somebody mentioned it as well and posted it. And it's what really caught my attention, right? So yeah, for those who plan to play, enjoy the game. I hope you guys have a blast. If this kind of stuff doesn't bother you, then I mean, don't worry about it. It's not going to affect your the fun you're going to have with the game. Just be careful, right? That's the main thing. Don't dive deep into this financially and expect a good outcome. I just want to defend you guys, look out for you guys, make sure that when you guys are putting your livelihoods at stake financially, that you guys are making a good decision. Just remember what they've done to the content creators, what they've done to some of the community members. They may as well do with you guys. So heavily monetized DMC sounds a little bit tricky. Okay, so anyways, I again just wanted to put that out there. I probably will not be covering the game, which is unfortunate because I was very much looking forward to this. You guys can see here the servers open up in 42 hours, so you guys are available to play then. Download it now. It's a huge file. It's a huge game. I'm going to be deleting this after this point and probably not looking at it again. But for those who plan to play, let me know in the comment section if this bothers you in any way. If it does, are you still planning to try the game out? If you are planning to play, I'm just curious to see, were you part of beta? Did you guys hear any of these issues that I'm talking about? Of course, you may not be a content creator, but some of these rumblings were happening as well around the community. And actually, I've heard it from non-content creators that this was happening, and that's where this whole thing began. Anyways, guys, this is Payne. I just want to share my experiences with this and the developer. This is not to be a Debbie Downer, but it's my job to kind of inform you guys what's been going on and how the devs have been treating some of their marketing teams, which is the content creators, in my opinion, and some of the community members along the way. All right, guys. Talk to you guys in the next one. Take care.